So, in sticking with the tsunami theory that something's coming in the near future, whether that's days, weeks, or months, we can't actually be sure. We can take educated guesses and see if anything happens. But China has just launched their tsunami warning center for the South China Sea, which I find suspicious, occurring in this particular year where we feel like we're in the timeline and we're looking out for a potential tsunami. China's maritime regulator said on Wednesday a UN-led tsunami warning center for the South China Sea region is now under trial operation in Beijing. The system will help issue alerts in the event of a major earthquake measuring magnitude 6 in the region. In the wake of the deadly Indian Ocean earthquake and tsunami in 2004, the United Nations built the Pacific Tsunami Warning and Mitigation System. This serves as an international network to exchange data for rapid tsunami detection. In 2011, China decided to build its own early warning center under the UN framework, and they've just completed that today. It took 7 years to complete, and they've just completed it in 2018, and it's now under trial operation from today, which is coincidental considering Britain just started to prepare for a mega tsunami to crash into its coasts, and Israel have prepared for tsunamis by posting signs along their beaches. Considering the last tsunami to hit Israel was in 1956, it is suspicious or coincidental that they are deciding to put these signs up in 2018, just after the British started preparing, just before the Chinese had finished their tsunami warning center, and just after the three false tsunami alerts that have been received. So it appears that a tsunami is on the way, and various countries are preparing for it. So we're just waiting now to see what day this potential tsunami happens. In other news, the Dow Jones continues to drop, as it did last week, and it drops 1,000 points for the second time. So at the moment, it's over 2,000 points down. And this comes, as I've mentioned already, that the CEOs, over 21 CEOs, stepped down in 2017, and this was amid a booming economy. You know, it looked good. Everyone was saying how well it's doing, how strong the economy is. But these CEOs were stepping down, and places like Walmart were closing their stores. And then the next year, which is this year, the stock market starts to plunge, or at least the Dow Jones, and that's had a ripple effect across the world, with the FTSE 100 and the Asian stock markets also seeing negative impact. So it appears that the CEOs that did step down, maybe they had some sort of foreknowledge for this happening, and seeing them all step down like that was a sign that something volatile and negative was coming to affect the markets. Argentina, they put out a $4 million reward for anyone who can find this submarine. But that's not why I bring this story to your attention. It draws parallels with the missing plane that was MH370 in Malaysia. I think it has similarities with the Navy collisions that we've been hearing about, that were happening last year. So the C2A Greyhound aircraft, which crashed into the ocean off of Japan, and then we have the USS Benefold, which drifted into the bay off of central Japan, causing minor damage to the guided missile destroyer. The USS John McCain, which collided with the oil tanker Alnick MC. The USS Fitzgerald, which collided with a container ship MC Crystal. And the USS Champlain, which struck a South Korean fishing boat. The USS Antietam, which ran aground while trying to anchor in Tokyo Bay. That's 6 Navy collisions in over the space of a year. Well, really the space of a couple of months. Now, considering how much technology is on board these vessels, from radar to sonar and all these different types of tracking softwares and equipment that they've got on board, it begs the question as to how they can crash into like fishing vessels and things like that. At the time that was happening, I did mention that I believe that was some form of cyber attack, because it just didn't make sense to me. The ocean's a massive place, and you've got lookouts and detection systems and all sorts of things, and you're crashing into little ships and stuff like that. So it didn't make sense, and the only thing I could think of was something to do with this ship's navigation being um, messed around with. That, I think, has correlation with the 3 false tsunami alerts we've had, the 2 false missile alerts we've had for Hawaii and Japan, the Russians hacking the elections, as it's claimed. I have no confirmation of that, but a lot of people are saying it's true in terms of the upper echelons of the US government. And then you've got the Wannacry attack, which affected multiple countries, including the Britain with the NHS. So it looks as if I'm looking at it objectively, that there's a cyber war happening as we speak. So while we're waiting for the physical war in terms of tsunami and nuclear explosions and things like that going on, it seems as if there's a war already underway in the cyber world. I don't know how a plane goes missing, a submarine goes missing, 6 Navy vessels crash into each other, the stock market plunges, 3 false tsunami alerts, 2 false missile alerts, Russian hacking and Wannacry attacks can't be seen as a cyber offensive. And once it gets out the cyber world into the physical world, that's when I guess a lot more people will pay attention to it. But as of now, I'm just looking at these events that aren't happening relatively, excuse me, not happening relatively close together, but they have similarities in terms of kind of like losing control of your systems. So I just think that something else is going on. I think a cyber war is happening as we speak, and the potential for the physical war happening is just escalating. As I've mentioned, all the different things that are going on with China and its military and moving troops to the border, and North Korea and their secret military parades, and the father of all bombs being moved over to South Korea in preparation for potential bloody nose strike. Britain with all its ships missing from the world and basically docked around the UK. So much things going on, but I think it's already started in the cyber world. So I just wanted to point those things out. Um, there's a lot to keep a track of and a lot to watch, but I think we're we're there. To be honest, I think we're just on the edge of the physical war. The cyber war looks like it's been raging for at least the last year and a half, potentially longer. So, as always, we'll see what happens in the next couple of days, weeks, and months. And until then, you guys have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and God bless.